standing banded chest fly. We're going to go ahead and anchor these bands even with the shoulders or the chest on the rack here on either side. And then I'm going to step forward with a staggered stance because it's going to be a little bit more stable for me to fight against these trying to pull me backwards. If you want a little bit more of a core challenge, you can put your feet together like this, but we're really focusing on the chest today. So I'm going to get a more stable stance here. And then once I have these in position, I'm going to go ahead and take them straight out. But notice that I have a slight bend in my elbow, and I'm going to keep that bend through the movement. So my elbows do not change position at all through that chest fly. If I want a little more resistance, I can step forward. And of course, you can use heavier and heavier bands until this gets to be a pretty serious exercise. With the bands anchored higher on the rack, I can actually take the range of motion from this position, where basically the same start position as the last one, but I'm going to pull down and away from that anchor, and that's going to focus a little more on the lower pec, because your pec's kind of divided into sections here. So if you want to develop that lower pec for a little bit more of a chiseled look on the bottom part, that's what these are for. By anchoring them lower, I can do the opposite of that last version, starting with my hands low, but still keeping that slight bend in the elbows. And I'm going to bring them up to about eye level, squeezing the chest as I bring those fists together in the front. And the reason for this one, the primary point that it's targeting is the upper pec, so it kind of helps to add volume to the chest there. So I recommend doing all three, but not all in the same cycle. I would stick with one and do that for a full training cycle, 4 to 6, maybe even 12 weeks, progressing in intensity and volume, and then change it to a different angle to be more complete.